Mo ṣàlàyé yẹn ń pè mí láàárọ̀ Sunday. Mo pè ní bí ìdajì bí 6 pé kíkan tí àwọn kan béèrè ṣé lè lè rí. Àní mo jáde.
When did we start sharing?
Educator, entrepreneur, advocate of change is what Alexandria Reyes may be summed up. Knowledgeable in the field of early education, specifically on language and the reading curriculum for 3-6 years old. She authored 2 sets of book series which won the nod of the Manila Archdiocese of the Philippines and endorsement. A versatile and dynamic administrator and educator, dedicated and involved and would always go the extra mile in leading those that work for her. Her teaching style in the classroom would always involve a lot of doing and working, and before the day ends, a discussion and assessment of things are done as well. Giving every student a voice and empowerment is very much important in the learning environment she would set. Seminars and training that are conducted are inspiring and uniquely designed and tailored always for the interest and development of those that are attending. Their demographics are always considered, as well as the question of what they will benefit from the seminar is considered. A competent educator with proven skills in research, business education, early childhood education, and now innovation in technology. She has special skills in a leader in the field of administration and school franchising updated with curriculum research for early childhood education, business education, expert in marketing and business ethics, innovator and a game changer in technology with her digital learning platform, revolutionary educator and thinker. She has a Bachelor of Science in Element in 1995 education with special studies in early childhood education, Assumption College, Philippines. Master of Science in Business Education 1997, Southern New Hampshire University, New England, USA. American Montessori Society Teacher Training for 3 to 6 year olds 1997 to 1998. Teacher Training for 3 to 6 year olds 1997 to 1998. New England Montessori Teacher Education Center, Cambridge, Massachusetts, USA. She is a Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Administration and Supervision. In 2020, Finacagarian the Oral College. A campus journalist all throughout his life, Harvey has been awarded multiple inter-school competitions in the field of feature writing during his high school years. He was also the editor-in-chief of the school's official publication.
A wonderful afternoon, everyone. It is indeed a great day to spread love by focusing on the potential of education and the youth. Welcome to Jed Child Trust Essay Competition. My name is Dr. Alexandria Reyes, and I will be the moderator for this afternoon's event. We have received 897 entries from 20 countries, and it was narrowed down to 98 entries. So this is a very big competition, and I am honored to be part of this. Of course, I very much want to welcome the dignitaries of this event together with the universities and different countries that have participated. Of course, welcome to our judges as well. Today's agenda will include the following. We will have a welcome address and the establishment of JED clubs universities, after which we have a keynote address. From then, we will present the topics. We will then have a break. We will then be sharing the upcoming Jed Child Trust events. And of course, there will be no competition without our distinguished judges. Then we will have the assessment and review of VSA. We will then be presenting the deserving winners. Of course, we will end this with a high note as we call our vote of thanks. Welcome to our Jed Child Trust Essay Competition. To give our very warm welcome address, may I call on the director, Owamanam Joseph. Again, may I call on the director of Jed Child Trust Foundation, Owamanam Joseph. He will be giving our welcome address and of course, the announcement of the commencement of the JED clubs and the universities.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Alex, and hi, everyone. And yeah, I think we meet again, and I am so grateful to be here on this day to announce the winners of this competition. And Dr. Alex, I forgive you the last time the way you pronounced my name, and today again, I don't think I'll forgive you. I will either teach you how to pronounce the name, or you pay a fine for wrongly pronouncing it.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you will have to teach me how to say your name. I asked Tayo how to say it, and Tayo's like, I also don't know. So I try my very best to say it.
It's fine. It's perfect. It's perfect. So today we are here today to announce the winners of the essay competition. And I don't know why we are having 23 participants, and we have a lot of people that submitted their essay. I don't know why most of them are not here. But for those that are here, we'll proceed. And for those that are not here, the winners of the essay competition are not here present. That means even if we announce you, we will penalize you for not being here because you have breached the rule and agreement between our organization and what was about the essay. Yeah, but however, today is Valentine and it's a season of love. And we are most grateful that we are here today to announce the winners of the essay competition that we started since last year. I was supposed to hold on the 3rd of December last year, but we had to push it forward. Yeah, and the fact remains that love should be the thing that should guide us as youths. Love should be the thing that should guide us as Africans, because love is something that it has a power that it's always cast over our minds, that it helps us achieve things that we never thought we could achieve. In other words, I am encouraging you all, and I am grateful you participated in this essay. And the people that will join in this event, that will the speakers and all that, I welcome you all to this event. And at the same time, I wish to also use this opportunity to tell you to keep committing your best and doing the much you can towards a better Africa. And even as a winner of the essay competition, or even if you did not win the essay competition, there are still a lot of ways you can help make Africa better. There are can help make Africa. And you can commit yourself, your strength as a youth, because the power of the youth, only the youth can transform Africa. And last time when I was talking on a conference that had professors in them, I told them that the past generations of African leaders and the past generations, that they are disgrace to Africa, because instead of making Africa better, things are getting worse at their watch. And now it is all our time to rise up and take over and make Africa better. We can move Africa forward. We cannot keep looking at the leaders who has not been making a lot of impact. We as youths, we can change Africa. We youths can change Africa. So, and we have already started the movement. And with this, that means that we are making progress. We are making a lot of progress. And I thank you for being part of the essay competition. And I know your minds are all up. You will hear the results. And whether you win or not, you are a winner somehow, because though the finalists will have the opportunity to become members of our Jed Club and the pioneer members of our Jed Club. And the winning 10 essays, or the last 10 essays, the run-off 10 essays will also receive a commendation and a certificate from us that they participated in the essay competition. So we are all winners in one way or the other. And to the winner, I say a big congratulations. And I think this is your start. This is we bringing you out to the world. This is we giving you an opportunity to help change Africa. As the winner, your essay will be published on our website. We'll have interviews with you. Our partners will want to talk to you. And it's a big start, and we are giving you a big future. You can make the best out of it. But always keep in mind that the reason why we are giving you this opportunity is so that you can help make Africa better. We want Africa to be better, and we want a prosperous Africa, and we want equality. We want Africa to be fair and to be prosperous. So having said this, I once again welcome you. And as I present the welcome address, I will also want to use this opportunity to officially open our Jed clubs in universities. For those that I had meeting with yesterday, I discussed with you that we are setting up the Jed Club in universities, and they will be tasked with the responsibility of campaigning for emotional and mental health balance in universities, campaigning against suicide in universities, and also helping the university students to help them to get balance, and not only academics, but also emotional and health balance. And so the Jed Club is officially open from this day. And I believe it's available on our website. If you go to our website, click on the About Us. On the About Us subtabs, you will see the Jed Club. If you want to become a member of the Jed Club, you just send email. Or if you want to pioneer it in your own university, also say there is the processes and the ways of getting it into your university is all available and on the website. And the Jed Club is peculiar to Africans. We are having it in the 54 countries of Africa. That is our dream. And though we have it now presently only in 1 or 2 universities in Nigeria, but within the next 2 to 3 years or 4 years, we are hoping that we'll go global, and we are hoping that we'll be able to touch a lot of people and a lot of lives. And I told you about the benefits of the Jed Club. All of them are available on the website. So I encourage you to be the pioneer of the Jed Club in your university. And then I also encourage you to keep on the zeal, keep on the work to make Africa better. And once again, I welcome all of you, Dr. Alex, our moderator, Anurag, I welcome you. He is our keynote speaker. And I welcome also Thompson. Thompson is he's giving us a paper presentation. And every other person on this platform, the participants, the team members working behind the scene. I am most happy with you, and I feel delighted I'm working with such talented number of youths. And as a take home, I will share one little secret with you. Jed Child Trust Foundation is an organization that is composed majorly of youths. Apart from myself, the oldest person in our organization is barely 26 years. So we are working with youths, and we want youths to transform Africa. And we are hoping that this will be a productive and a good start for a prosperous end. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Joseph, the director of Jed Child Trust Foundation. It is all about love, the youth, and the rise of the spirit of the African youth as leaders. So much promise, and I believe that if you want to be a pioneering member in your university, please sign up with Jed Child Trust Foundation. Of course, thank you very much again, Joseph, for your very warm welcome. I am sure our participants have warmed up with your courteous gesture. So now we have our keynote speaker. Of course, I am Dr. Alex Reyes again, your moderator. I'm an educator, author, and advocate for change, and I welcome you all again to this wonderful event. Our keynote speaker is here to share his speech. His name is Anurag Kumar Dwivedi. Please welcome Anurag Kumar Dwivedi.
Thanks, Reyes. Thanks a lot for this very warm welcome. First of all, I would like to extend congratulations to all the participants who have actually taken out time and put in so much effort to participate in this essay. And I was just surprised by the sheer number and the volumes that we have got for this essay competition. I mean, Reyes was telling that we have got more than 800. I mean, that's a lot of entry that we have received. So thanks a lot, guys, for participating in this competition. Again, I would like to extend my congratulations to Director Joseph for this wonderful thing that they have done. And further, I would like to again say thank you to him for inviting me to present this keynote speech here. And I'm truly honored to be here among everyone who is so energized and so enthusiastic to bring change and do much better things here. So thank you all. Now, while I was thinking about this whole idea of giving a keynote speech and talking about the education problem, the one thing I was trying to first figure it out that we all know there is a problem, and there are problems in every arena. I mean, we can just see that there are problems now with respect to COVID. We are now seeing a very different set of problems that we are now encountering. But at the same time, there is a perennial problem, especially for the poor regions around the world, be it South Asia, the region from which I come, or be it your region from which you are coming, African region. And now if we see the whole mentality of the people, and also, I mean, maybe it's the base line there, that these two regions, especially the South Asian region and the African region, both of them are very poor, and both of them have very bad, I would say, development indicators, doing not so good as with respect to the standards that we have at the world level. So we have to certainly think how we can solve this problem. So while solving a problem, when I look at it from a very basic perspective, obviously we can talk about, I could have come up with a PPT and then maybe talked about some data and the other things. But then I was just thinking that can we bring out our own experiences and our own understanding of the problem, and can we just try to have a very nuanced view of it. So on that front, I was just thinking that what is the main objective for us once we are looking at this whole education sector. So in this one, I mean, now we know that we have this Millennium Development Goals, we have SDG 4, in which we are saying that we want to provide quality education to every child in the world, right? Then again, we have another SDG, right? SDG 5, gender equality, that is kind of very much related to this quality education, because until and unless we provide quality education to our girls, maybe we won't be able to achieve that kind of gender equality. So obviously there are other facets to it, but education is one of the core aspects on which people have to focus. Now, once I'm looking at this SDG 4, I mean, how the world can reach its objective of providing quality education, solve this problem of quality education, reach out to every kid, every child around the world, and give them a better quality of education. There are many challenges. Opportunities are there. Obviously, now since the advent of this whole digital technology, we can reach out to even the remotest areas if they have better connectivity. A person sitting in the capital city of a country can reach out to rural areas and teach the kids there, talk about all the fascinating things they are doing in the center. So these all things are there, but at the same time, if we look at the core problem, the core aspect, what are those at least two core problems that we have to think. So first thing is access to education, whether they have the required infrastructure, whether they have the required motivation at the grassroots level, and then we come for the quality of the education. So first thing is access to education. When we talk about access to education, there are certain things. What does access to education means? That not uh, I mean, every child has the privilege. I would say I'm very specifically saying it a privilege, because at least in our region, it's a privilege to go to college. I mean, at least a good college and get good education there. So even as of now, millions of children are out of school. Okay, many of them come from South Asia and the African continent. So so this problem is still there, and there the role of us youth and also the organizations like Jed Child Trust Foundation comes. So if we see, I mean, India also, you might have noticed, my country, they were I mean, doing very badly. Once the British left us in 1947, our education was below 50%. We were not doing good, but then slowly change happened, and change always happens at the ground level. And now, if we just look at how this access to education can be reached, in which I think the youth and the Jet Child Trust Foundation there can do a very uh, big change. And now I think there are certain directions and certain steps that you guys are taking are truly phenomenal. I just I mean, these your Jet Club initiatives along the universities there. So this is the campus outreach. You are reaching out to a very huge base of students who are equally committed to bring out the change. So I think that's a very positive change. And hello, is it audible? I'm hearing
Yes,
some.
go ahead. Go ahead, Anurag.
Okay, brilliant. So then I was just talking about this access to education. Then once we go to again to the next level, the quality of education. So on that one, I have certain, I would say, questions in mind. Now, if we see the COVID, how it has posed challenges for the whole education around the world. I mean, children have been out of school for uh, around 2 years. So many of them are not even going to schools, colleges. So these are again certain challenges that we have. And again, then after that, we are talking about quality education, whether they are going to get some
numeracy skills, whether they are going to learn some arithmetic, some basic conversation skills and all. And above that, if we add the social and emotional learning on that front, I don't think we are doing any good. So that is again one major challenge. So these are the two major challenges that were just crossing my mind, and I just thought of sharing with you guys. So at the very basic, the two problems are access to education, and the other one is quality. So first thing, we have to solve the access to education problem, and then the second one will come, where we will talk about, slowly be talking about quality of education, trying to figure out how we can reach out to every kid and help them learn actually the basic science, mathematics, and the regional languages. So these are the basic problems. Now, after understanding this whole education conundrum, so the next thing that comes in my mind is how we can actually think about solving this problem. So one is understanding the problem, and we all know that all of us and everyone around the world has a kind of idea about this education thing. But the problem is we have a solution as well, how to implement it, how to reach out to as many people as possible and make change. So I'm just saying, I mean, now we are around 30-31 people here in the chat, and I think there are more than 800 people who are not there, who participated in this essay competition. And I see, if I just read the title of our competition, it says African Education Strategies to Qualitative and Equitable Formal Education in Africa. So here we are already talking about the strategies, how we can come up with qualitative education, equitable. So we have to also make the education to equitable, so that no one is left behind. We have to give everyone the particular resources. So already, if we see, we all 800 people here have some idea about the education problem and also how can we solve it. So idea is to actualize, materialize this change on the ground. And from where does that experience? So many of us can say, okay, we have the idea, but we don't have the experience. So the problem is no one has experience. We have to start from somewhere. So I would just like to quote my own personal experience when I was in college a few years back. So at that time, uh, there was this program called Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, in which the idea is to reach out to villages and make themselves sustainable, so that working on in the field of education, waste management, working on with women to give them some empowerment in the form of giving them some kind of monetary help, so that they can get start uh, self-employment kind of things, and then working in different areas. So first thing we did was, I had a whole team in which there were around 20 people. We used to go to nearby villages, talk to the kids there, talk to the parents there, going on ground and talking to the people who are actually suffering with the problem, who are actually facing the problem. Is the first thing that we have to do. We can't solve a problem until and unless we go and talk to the people who are actually facing the problem. So I think that is, from my side, that is number one suggestion, that we have to go to the ground. We have to talk to the kids what kind of problems they have. It may happen that one kid has the resources, maybe he can afford going to a school, or maybe come to school, but maybe his or her parents are not willing to send them. It may also happen that they do not have the resources to send them. It may also happen that they do not have the required infrastructure. So there can be different kind of problems, and those problems, if solved at a very local level, then they have a very compounding effect, and maybe those will be the best solutions that we will have. So on that sense, the first thing that we did, we went to the village, we tried to figure out uh, what the people are, I mean, what they want. Do they want to send their kids? Sometimes they were also very much not comfortable with someone coming from outside and teaching their kids. So we have to also build some personal rapport with them, so that they becomes comfortable, and after some time they become very comfortable. They also started sending their kids. But then the other problem came, because once you are going to a very different location and trying to create something there, there will be some people who will not be happy, because when we were going there, there were some private schools. So those people were not cooperating with us. They were saying that, okay, these people are teaching for free, so why will someone send it to our schools? So problems like that came, and also we needed to have some space, some place where we could go, children could assemble, and we teach them. So on that front, if we see, there were other issues. So we talked to, obviously, if you embark on a journey which is for noble causes, you will always find few people who will help you out throughout the journey. And there were one or two people, we just had to give some time to find them out, and they actually helped us out. We created some change there, and I think that was one very big experience that I had while going to grassroots and thinking about the problems there. So that is number one. Then the other one is, once we think about how can we give the quality education, now we have a kid, now we know where to teach them. So these are part of the all maintaining the infrastructure, creating an inclusive environment. But then at the same time, we have to also think about how we are going to deliver the course content to them. We have to think about child friendly ways in which we can teach them. We have to understand how we can create some pedagogy in which they can understand better. Like, if you just think, like, let's say a person comes from a agricultural background, let's say his or her parents are involved in agriculture, but then how can we teach them in a better way? So if we take examples from their own life around them, whatever is happening, in that same way they understand it very quickly, they understand it, their understanding will be really good. So on that front, if we see how people can associate themselves with the things around them, I think that is going to be a very big booster for the understanding of the kids. So these are certain things that we faced while I was running that program there. So I mean, this is the whole thing that I wanted to talk to you about. I mean, basically looking at this whole problem and how we can solve them. So solving is the bigger thing, but if we just divide it into small things, it will be very much easy. And I think in that way we will be able to achieve some tangible goals. Now, before I just conclude my this whole speech, and so before that, I would just like to make a request to every one of you. So sometimes we think, I have always this problem while talking to people, and some people come to me and say that, Anurag, okay, I am working in a corporate job, I am working in some other place where I don't have time. I'm studying in the college, and I have so many assignments, I have so many courses to complete. So how can I contribute towards nation building? How I can contribute towards solving this problem? So I have just one thing in that direction. So every time I say that, okay, you don't have to devote yourself for all the time to do something great. I am not saying you that you go and create another Jed Child Trust Foundation. You don't have to do that. If everyone starts organizing Jed Child Trust Foundation, then we have other works to do as well. So how we can manage these two activities while doing our core work? So on that front, what I see is, you have to first understand what are your abilities. Let's say you can be a very good teacher. So what you do is, you do your core job, which is you do from 9 a.m. in the morning to 5 p.m. in the evening, whatever the timing you pursue. But other than that, if you even give 1 or 2 hours of your time to something which is for the social cause, which you are doing it for the noble things. So I think that is one way in which we can give back to the community from which we have got so much. Right. So that is my idea of giving back to the community and thinking about the social things. So it's not that not every one of us can afford. Maybe I want to become a full-time social activist, I want to become a full-time social worker, but it may happen that I have a family to feed. It may happen that I have certain responsibilities which I can't get away from. So uh, what I can do is uh, basically get some time of my schedule and then devote it for the noble causes. So that is all from me. And I think I've also got a message that I have to conclude in 2 minutes. So again, congratulations to everyone who participated. Thank you all. And we just hope your participation will be there in future events as well. And we just I hope to see you all there as well. And thank you again, Jet Child Trust Foundation, for giving me this opportunity. I will be open for any questions if you have. Thank you.
Well, it is all about access to education and understanding the conundrum of education to make a change. That is what Mr. Anurag Dwivedi said. And of course, to know more about him, let us watch this video of Anurag Kumar Dwivedi.
Proudly a citizen of India, he has worked with Radon Technologies Com Limited, South Korea in May 2018. Currently, he is working with Applied Materials, India Worldwide Operations, WWOPS. He holds about 3 different degrees, which are, degree in BTMT, Mechanical Engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, IITK, in 2020, also a degree in Class 12. UP Board from Government Jubilj in Turkalaj, Gorakhpuri in 2014 and Final Class X, UP Board from Sarvodaya Inter College, Diras in 2012. He has been given certain accolades and has some scholastic achievements which are as follows: attended UNCTAD is Youth Forum as a youth delegate from India and actively participated in preparing the Youth Declaration to be submitted into the upcoming UNCTAD. Some of these achievements among many are 1. He secured All India rank 1064 in G Advanced and 99.97 percentile in G Main among 1.3 million aspirant 2015. 2. Received IITK Excellence Award in Community Services in 2020. 3. Awarded honorarium worth 10,000 Indian rupees by ITF for commendable work in the summer project on vehicle safety device in 2017. Beyond his work and academic interest, his hobbies are photography, writing poems and short stories in Hindi, voracious readers, mostly Puri in 2014 non-fiction, book collector. He is currently writing a book on the story of Indians' progress in all domains in the last 2 centuries and the way ahead. Let's welcome Mr. Anurag Kumar Dwivedi. He is our keynote speaker. Anurag Kumar Dwivedi is proudly a citizen of India. He has worked with
Okay, thank you very much. I think the video came after Anurag's speech because I think we couldn't stop him already because he was already there. So again, that is Mr. Anurag Dwivedi. Of course, now we will have to also call in our next speaker. He will be presenting his paper on the topic African Education, Strategies to Qualitative and Equitable Formal Education in Africa. Before he starts, he has an introduction. Please welcome Mr. Thompson Ching. Okay, before we start with Mr. Thompson Ching, because I think we are still waiting for him to start. If you have any questions for Mr. Anurag Dwivedi, please, you're very welcome to ask questions. And then after which we will then start with the paper presentation. So I think I will just stop share screen so that we can spot whoever has a question for Mr. Anurag Dwivedi according to his presentation.
Dr. Reyes, hi, it's Thompson here. I was actually I thought that
Okay.
I would get the video to be played.
Yes.
Hi, Thompson. Anurag here.
Hi, Thompson.
Hello. Hi.
Okay. Let us give our participants a time to ask maybe Anurag some questions, and then we will proceed with you. Do you have any questions from our audience? You can type it if you're camera shy. I will read it for you. So since we are still waiting for the questions, I have a question from, I have my personal question to Anurag since I am an educator myself. Yes, my question is, why are you interested with education and quality education, gender equality? Since I read that your background is on mechanical engineering, and so what prompted you to like focus on this field as it is very well actually far from what you are actually doing?
So, Alex, I think I gave a very different introduction later as well, but I don't, you played the earlier one, no problem at all.
Yes,
So,
yes.
if you see, my whole family is basically involved in this education sector. My father also runs a school of his own. So I have been very much personally attached to this whole education thing. Also, while I come, so initially I studied in a rural school for my in early education, and I have seen what kind of problems were there in the start as well. But then, I mean, I learned a lot. I was very intelligent as well, and I cleared one of the toughest exams, and then I went to IIT. So that was one thing. But then at the same time, while I was doing all these things, while studying my engineering courses as well, I was also involved with other social sector organizations. And at that time, I realized that, okay, uh, engineers we have in India, we have a lot of engineers, but what we need is actually people who are very much interested in solving these pressing challenges and come up with really wonderful solutions to solve these problems, because our country has a range of problems, starting from unemployment, maybe poverty, education issues, things like that. So that actually again prompted me to read about public policy as well. So as of now, I'm also a public policy fellow at Citizens of Public Leadership, and at the same time, I'm also learning a little bit of international relations during one of my degrees. So that is all where I am interested into, and I think education is very close to my heart, and I want to do really good things out here in the future. Yeah.
Wow, that is wonderful, Anurag. I can really relate with you as my family also own a school here in the Philippines. So more or less we have the same background, and it is really close to our hearts. Once you are I think exposed to the world of education, you will always think of the youth, for the youth, and by the youth. As I am also a volunteer of the ASEAN Youth Organization Philippines, I would very much like to connect with you. And probably some of our audience are more than excited to connect with you as well. It is good that Jed Child Foundation is focused on quality education and gender equality. May I ask you, because you talked about gender equality and the quality education, and you have identified like the problems that are being faced most, especially during COVID times, where children have stopped school and have no access to education. What are your thoughts on making education equal for everyone and leaving no child behind? What should be done in terms of really, giving access to education? What do you think, Anurag?
Hey, Alex, I think you have pointed out a very good question, that in the backdrop of this COVID pandemic, now I think we are coming out of this pandemic and this will not bother us for some near future, I guess. So in that way, if we see, it has already caused a lot of damage. Be it especially in the education sector, many children have dropped out of school, and especially in poor countries, if you see in terms of gender equality lens, we see that many daughters, right, they have been married in the very young age because their family was not able to support them. So I mean, child marriage was also very much prominent, at least in India, in some part of our country. So if we see, all these issues are there, and uh, what we have to do is we have to reach out to every kid, not at the very from a very central level, at the grassroots. We have to decentralize this whole education delivery system. So at the locals, if we start from the grassroots, and you see, it's not that we don't have some kind of system at grassroots. We have government schools, we have some social organizations working at grassroots, we have the administration system at the very grassroots in India as well, and I think that will be the case in Africa as well and other continents. So if we see there, we have a system in place. What we have to do is we have to be very much uh, empowered, very much conscious, and also very much enthusiastic about making a change. And this can't happen just by the efforts of the government. We always say that, okay, government is not doing, but who is the government? People are the government, right? We live in a democratic country where we are governing the system. So in that sense, what we have to do is we have to keep the people accountable. So that is one thing that is very much missing. Accountability, no one is bothered about. So in that sense, whoever the person accountable is, people have to go to them and people have to say them that, okay, here is the problem and we need to solve it together. So together is the keyword here. No one is going to do
Yes.
it alone. They have to do it together. And for the sake of, I mean, who can be a much bigger stakeholder in a child's future than his parents, right? Parents are the
True.
biggest stakeholders in their future. So parents have to come forward. They have to go and tell the government, tell the officials, tell the authorities that, okay, you have to bring out the best in the system. And you see, also when I was talking about the youth participation, it's very much important, because let's say if we have a local body and we have it, it's not that in every locality we don't have 4 or 5 very educated people who live in that locality. If we can connect all those people who can even spend few hours of their weekly time, just few hours, that can be a very much booster to this whole COVID induced, I would say, problem in the sector of education. So I think that is my take. We need to all come forward and give our best in that possible scenario.
Thank you very much, Anurag. I would love to talk more, but I think we have our next speaker, that is Thompson, waiting for us. And thank you very much for sharing your knowledge and, of course, your experience. I think we all learned a lot from you. And of course, we should start from the grassroots level. And of course, synergy is really important in order to make things work, especially for education in villages, in cities. It's all about the involvement of parents and everybody. After all, we live in a democracy. So thank you very much, Anurag. Now let's
Thanks
move
again.
on to our next speaker. Before he would talk, before we listen to him, let us watch this video.
Bio. Thompson CHNG. Thompson CHNG is an international speaker, youth diplomat and global education specialist. He is a founding member of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD, as Youth Action Hubs, YA, and co-convener of the ASEAN-Australia Education Dialogue, AID. Thompson advises a range of education and training institutions, governments, NGOs and media groups in relation to Australian and ASEAN education activities. In 2016, Thompson was a special advisor to the Malaysian Consulate and Education Malaysia Australia in Sydney on Malaysia's education engagement with Australia while serving as the regional vice president in the Jakarta-based ASEAN Youth Organization, AYO. Among his key projects were the first official visit by the then Malaysian Higher Education Minister to Sydney and Melbourne, the inaugural Malaysia-Australia Tertiary Education Conference, MITEC, in Sydney, and a study tour program for TAFE Sydney Institute staff and students to polytechnics and community colleges in Kuala Lumpur. Thompson also co-created the Youth Declaration on Quality Education. It was presented at the high-level official meeting of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD, 2016 in Nairobi, Kenya. In 2018 to 2019, Thompson served as a special advisor to a member of Legislative Assembly, MLA, in Penang while actively involved in the training operation of a family business. Thompson advises a number of Penang-based private colleges on international business and engagement strategies. He has received the following awards and honors: winner of the prestigious Global Pioneer International Alumni of the Year 2020, Delegate ASEAN India Youth Dialogue 2020, Distinguished Young Australian Alumni of the Year 2019, Delegate to the Duke of Edinburgh International Awards Foundation Roundtable 2019, Delegate to United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD, Youth Forum 2018, Delegate to the Inspiring Future Leaders Conference by Penang Women Chamber of Commerce, Delegate to India ASEAN Youth Summit 2017, Delegate to Dragons 100 Conference by Dragons Foundation 2017, Delegate to World Youth Conference 2016, Delegate to Inaugural United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, Youth Forum 2016, Delegate and co-host at Asia Pacific Association of International Education, APE, 2016, recipient of NSW Police Outstanding Contribution to International Students 2015, winner of the New South Wales International Student of the Year 2013, winner of the Testimonial Australia Gold Award 2011. Let's welcome Thompson CHNG. He is going to take a paper presentation on the topic African Education, Strategies to Qualitative and Equitable Formal Education in Africa.
Okay, so please welcome our speaker. He will be talking about strategies to qualitative and equitable formal education in Africa. We have Thompson Cheng. Welcome, sir. Hello, Thompson.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Reyes. And I should say, Kamustaka and Mabuhay to you.
Mabuhay. Ako ay mabuti. Salamat.
Mama, thank you. Thank you. And there's some background noises coming. All right. Now, before I start, if I can have a small request, Dr. Reyes, that instead of putting up the shared screen, maybe we just take off the shared screen. And if I can request anyone who is comfortable to open up their video screen, so that I'm actually looking at faces instead of just names, so that I can know that I'm actually speaking properly. So if that's okay with everyone else, yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's good to see your lovely faces. So first of all, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are. And I just wanted to first start by thanking Joseph and the Jed Child Foundation for inviting me to speak at this important meeting. When I was actually listening to the number of submissions of the essay, I was really blown away, because I think this is a testament to your commitment and your effort to this important topic in quality education. And why do I say that? Because, you know, when we talk about education, everything starts with first knowing how to read and write. And an essay competition is all about writing, but more to that, to actually know how to use words and sentences to actually conceptualize your argument and the proposal that you're trying to put forward on this important topic, which is improving the quality of education in your region. Now, I just wanted to start by using one of my favorite quotes of all time. And this is actually a quote from an African leader, none other than the late Nelson Mandela, which says that education is the most powerful tool to change the world. I think all of you are familiar with this, right? And the reason why I bring out this quote is because for many years, there has been leaders from the region who knows and who understand the power of education to change the world. And I've actually heard what our previous speakers, Anurag, has spoken in his very insightful speech. And I'm really impressed with that. And it is true when people say that it's often very hard to follow a good speaker who comes before you. But I'm just going to use my minutes to share a couple of messages, which I hope you can take away from. And I don't want to take too much time here, because I know that I'm between you and also many other exciting programs coming up, including the announcement of the winners. But I just wanted to say this. Now, my first message that I hope you can remember and take away from is the word equality. And this is very important, because if you look at the word equality, if you take out the word E, there's quality within the word equality. And that says something. That says something about quality of education and equality, because in order for us to achieve an equitable world, a world where everyone can live in, have a really good quality of life, everything starts from having equality in anything that we do. And that means in education. That basically means in education as well. And when we talk about quality education, we must important that the first step to a quality education is to actually have equality in education. because when you have equality in education, you are giving people the equal opportunities to access to knowledge and informations. Then only you can create an environment where people can compete and to improve themselves in anything that they do in life. And that leads me to my second message, which is, if you look at the Sustainable Development Goals, SDG, there are 17 goals in total. And goal number 4 is actually quality education. There's a reason why quality education is in 17 goals. It is within the 17 goals. And there's one simple reason for that, because it is a global issue, right? It is not an issue that is unique only in Nigeria or in Ghana or in Kenya or in Africa region, but across the world. And that's why quality education is one of the 17 global goals that is listed out by the United Nations. And that leads me to my final point and my third point, which is something that Anurag did talk about when we talk about creating changes, is out of the 17 goals, often people overlook the goals, the last goal, which is number 17, which is partnerships of the goals, right? SDG goal number 17 is partnerships for the goals, which means that people who created SDG knows that no change can happen without partnership and collaboration, which is why my message is very simple. Each one of you here has the ability and the capacity to influence change, because the government is not the only answer to all the problems. They are an important stakeholders. I don't deny that. Okay, but it is not the only stakeholders, not the only group of people who can influence change. And I hope you will remember that. Now, I should do a disclaimer before I say something and before I actually started my speech. That is, I don't pretend that I'm an expert in Africa, and I don't pretend that I'm an expert in quality issues in Africa. Whatever that I just talked to you about are based on my personal reflection on my journey, on some of the involvement that I've been involved in over the last few years, including with some of the youth organizations. In fact, to reflect on that, Dr. Reyes, I was actually the vice president of AYO back in 2016. And that time, the president is the current founder of AYO, which is Dr. Sanjaya Mulya. So I had the privilege to be part of an incredible youth organization. And of course, I got connected to many of you here, if not all, to Anurag, to Joseph, through the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD, Youth Forum. So there are many vehicles, there are many tools, there are many platforms out there for you to connect. And I think I just wanted to re-emphasize the fact that this is a great start by all of you participating here in this meeting, but also your effort in writing and putting up your time and to participate in this essay competitions. All of you here are winners. I remember that one of my mentors used to say to me that everything starts from writing. So back then I was a very shy, and I don't have the courage to speak in front of everyone. But what I did do was to start writing. So I started writing emails to people. I just started writing emails to, I remember this is about, we're talking about at least 15 years ago now, during my college time. I write emails to my campus director. I actually, make some complaints or feedback about some issues faced by the students. So everything starts from writing. And I think this is a really good start. I'm absolutely confident with the future of your country and your region if you stay true to your commitment. And of course, with strategies, I think it's important to recognize that there's no one size fits all. You got to know how to explore way to partner. And the way how you do that is to actually consult with people, get different opinions and input. And that's how you achieve success in the change. So thank you. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Thompson. It's great to know that you also came from ASEAN Youth Organization, as I am very active with ASEAN Youth Organization Philippines. And actually, I am working with Sanjaya Mulya as well, as we have a project that will be launching very soon. I think we will take a couple of questions from our participants. But before I give them the honor to ask you a question, I think I want to ask my own personal question. As you said, you have moved on from ASEAN Youth Organization and you are doing work with UNDP, as well as really focusing on like thinking of partnerships and how it is connected with quality education, as I also am giving workshops on SDG 4, as well as the 17 SDGs as well, because I am doing the movers workshop with UNDP. So my question is, what is your biggest why, Thompson? What is your biggest why?
My biggest why is to actually knowing and seeing that people's life got better as a result of my action and my words. And I'll give an example of that. So I'm currently active between ASEAN, and for those of you who do not know ASEAN, ASEAN is the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, which consists of the 10 Southeast Asian countries, where Malaysia, which is a country that I originally come from, and obviously Dr. Reyes comes from the Philippines, so we are part of the ASEAN network. So I'm currently active in ASEAN and Australia education space, and one of the projects that I did is to launch the ASEAN-Australia Education Dialogue. And this is another good example that I should mention, which is because it is a non-governmental initiative, but with the support from governments, and the whole objective of this dialogue is to build relationship and connectivity for universities and colleges between Australia and Southeast Asia. And as I said before, as much as we talk about quality education, we must actually recognize the importance of partnership to create change. And one of the things that I've learned so much.
Hold on. May I ask to mute yourself, please? Hold on.
Sorry, yeah. So one of the things that I personally learned as well by helping Australian university to build partnership with Southeast Asian university and schools and colleges is that often people think that Australia is a developed Western democracy country, and there's so much thing that we can learn from Australia, right? But in fact, if you throughout the processes over the last couple of years, I also think that there's so much thing that a developed country like Australia can learn from Southeast Asia in terms of education technology, in terms of quality education, in terms of the methodology in teaching students. So I just want to say there's a two-way relationship really in anything that we do in life, including in building partnership and relationships. So I don't think that it's always about, for example, Africa learning from other peoples across the world, but there's also something that we can learn from Africa as well. And we should not underestimate that when we, do partnership with another person.
Okay, thank you very much, Thompson. I think you really enlightened us with what you are doing, and I think you have moved on, and it is wonderful to see that you are thriving in that space. And so if we need to contact you, could you please type your contact details so that our participants can contact you? Just type it on chat so that they can actually connect with you. We have another question from Adu Sunday. He goes, what are the requirements to get into the UNCTAD?
Okay, so UNCTAD, or we often call it UNCTAD, is obviously UNCTAD is so for those of you who know UN, United Nations, is a big family. And under United Nations, you have many, you can call it branches, but it's different organizations or agencies that comes under the umbrella of United Nations. For example, UNESCO, for example, World Health Organization, for example, UNDP, and UNCTAD, UNCTAD is one of the UN offices that focuses in trade and development issues. And I think it's a very relevant issue to developing country. And to answer the questions about how do you get involved, first step is because they have youth action hubs that we launched in 2018, which is actually a local youth action hubs that is set up in different cities across the world, depending on which country you're in. And all those are driven by young people, by youth leaders. So what happened was in 2016, we have the first ever youth forum, and there are over 150 young leaders were selected to represent the country. And then in 2018, they have a second youth forum as well. And then at that point of time, me and a few others, we actually decided to launch a youth action hubs, which is an initiative for any young people who are interested about trade and development issues, but also interested about SDG in general, to actually join the local youth action hub. So just look up on the website. I'm happy to provide the website as well of the youth action hubs of UNCTAD, and also keep an eye as well, because normally there are a youth forum every 2 years. So the last one we did was last year. It's supposed to be 2020, but because of COVID, so they postponed it to last year. So not sure yet when it's going to be the next one, but once you're part of the network, then you will receive those information.
Thank you very much, Thompson, for answering all our questions. Much as I'd like to ask more questions, I think our time is up. And of course, Thompson already shared his information, so please do connect with him. Thank you very much, Thompson. So we will be taking a break. Indeed, you are right. Education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world, as Nelson Mandela said, and I believe in his very words as well. So we will take a 5-minute break, and then we will come back and continue with the program. So. Feel free to grab a drink or relieve yourself. I will be back in 5 minutes.
Hi, my name is Shubhante Daniel Adams, and I am a student member of Jed Child Trust Foundation. We are a foundation that seeks to educate every African child, especially those in rural areas who do not have access to education. Statistics shows that 1 out of every 5 African child does not go to school. And we know that they have dreams, they have visions, they have voices that they want to be heard. And this can only be actualized through education. And we hope to, through our programs and research and outreaches, reach out to these selected few. We understand that we can't do this on our own. Hence, we are reaching out to you to join this movement, support us in it. Thank you very much.
But we think this is okay. Tomorrow we go do 2 hours. Okay? But today, they go say I even did there. You know what? I just substitution. But since day my back with the talk say I don't understand. I want to say I became my explain. Oh, Mama will come.
While serving as the regional vice president in the Jakarta-based ASEAN Youth Organization, AYO.
Okay, so I am back. I hope that you already got your cup of coffee or went to the washroom. Now it's time to start. Welcome back. I'm sure you're excited to meet our panel of judges. But before anything else, let us give a warm welcome to our very own Adebusuyi Tayo.
Yeah, hello everyone. Good afternoon from my end and good day, Dr. Alex. Thank you very much for having me here. Just before the commencement of the
Here are the top search results.
the winners and all, okay. I'll be putting us through quickly the upcoming JED events for the year 2022. All right, so for the first one, we are actually having the John Maxwell program, which is coming up next month. And as you all know, it's actually a leadership program, and we all know who John Maxwell is a leadership counselor and a mentor. He would be coming with us, and he will be on our team to help the youth within the community, within the environment, okay, improve their leadership skills and in all areas necessary. We all know in life, everything falls and begins on leadership, okay? And with the youth in mind, the Jed Foundation has brought up this program so as to help, so as to improve and equip the youth. All right. The program is actually already on our page, so you can actually check our website for more of it. And the registration will commence soon. Surely after the, most likely tomorrow, the registration is going to start. So I would implore everyone, the youth here, you want to work on your leadership skills, you want to improve yourself, and now because we know we are leaders of tomorrow, okay? So I would implore you all check it out on our webpage, okay? And the next we have the Model United Nations. All right, so the Model United Nations is actually a program where delegates from other countries actually come together to talk about issues and issues arising within different countries and all. It's actually a very, very educative program and also very, very inspiring. There are different benefits for each and all, for every programs. We have networking and some other things like that. The idea is getting familiar with problems around us, okay? We can't do anything without solving problem. Someone said um, as an entrepreneur, or you want to start a business, you want to do something or all of those sorts, you need to identify a problem first, okay? So the idea is getting acquainted with the problems around us within our countries, within other countries, okay? Having knowledge of how the UN works, that's the United Nations in general. We actually, the program is aimed at modeling the United Nations conferences. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And it will involve a lot of problem solving, brainstorming, debates, and some other stuff like that. It's going to be interactive, and also there'll be a lot of networks. And it's a program you shouldn't miss. And I will implore you all also to check it out. Every program I'm mentioning now, it's actually on our webpage, so you can all check it out and see how best we can work with it. The next we'll be dealing with, then the next one will be the mental health workshop, okay? The mental health workshop. So the mental health workshop, as you all know, is about our mental state, okay? Now, it is said that 50% of people with mental illness are actually within the range of 14. And suicide, as we all know, is actually the second, most deadly disease we have now. Okay, and suicide, as we all know, is actually caused by mental illness, how we handle stress and all of that. Okay, so the idea, the reason for the program is actually to help us understand the need for mental health, and how we could actually help ourselves and those around us, okay, preventing any form of mental illness in one way or the other, or mental stress, how we can handle it, and also advocating, okay, for anyone, for those people suffering from one illness or the other. The idea is creating a suicide-free world if it's possible, or reducing the rate of suicides to the maximum. Okay, that's the whole idea of the program. And as we all say, there'll be counselors available. There'll be professionals available to actually put us through this program, so as to equip us necessarily in every area. As I've said also, the program of the events is actually is also on the website, so you can also check it out. And lastly, we have the Let's Fem Quad. Now, the Let's Fem Quad is basically for law students. It's one of the prestigious programs we have, okay, running, and it's going to be starting July. It's actually an 8 weeks program, and for law students, and most especially for the female students, okay? It's actually aimed at equity and helping the female students, or the female students or female legal practitioners actualize their dreams in their own profession. Okay, now the program is a 8-week program, and just because of time, I can't really say much about it, but I would implore every one of you to check it out. It's a very productive program, and it's something that could add to you, that could improve you both academically and in other ramifications where necessary. So I would implore every one of you to check out this program and sign up for them. This program are actually programs that the Jed Child Trust Foundation has organized with the youths in mind. Okay, so it's something very exceptional, and it's something very critical to our development. So I implore every one of us to check them out. Also, I'll be sharing the link for each programs, for each event after my message. So please check them out. They are very productive. They're very educative, and it's something you wouldn't actually want to miss. If you have any questions, you can actually relay them to me, or um, send it to me on or message us on our email. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tayo. I'm sure we have a lot to look forward to, and I'm sure they're all very excited to join our programs. So we have John Maxwell, we have Model United Nations, and of course that 8-week program that we have. Well, I think it's time to talk about the essay competition. And of course, there won't be any competition and there won't be any winner if we do not look at our judges. So let us meet the people tasked for the job. So they are our very capable judges. So please play our video so that our participants will get to know our judges.
Journalist all throughout his life, Harvey has been awarded multiple interschool competitions in the field of feature writing during his high school years. He was also the editor-in-chief of the school's official publication for 3 years, from 2015 to 2018. Moreover, he was also appointed the same highest position for the school's official yearbook in the year 2016 and 2018. Now a psychology graduate in the Philippines this year, he was heavily exposed to technical and research writing. He graduated as the top of his batch and was awarded Class of 2021 Valedictorian and Summa Cum Laude, the highest distinctions given to remarkable students during their undergraduate program. Recently, he was able to join the UNCTAD Youth Forum. Furthermore, he runs his own advocacy on career and peer support. He also facilitates a support group of a Filipino NGO that is based in Australia. He is presently joining leadership programs to hone his leadership and coaching skills in both elite and regular settings. As of the moment, he is taking up a master's degree in counseling in one of the top universities in the Philippines, an institution that belongs in the top 1% in the world. Despite the awards received, Harvey remains steadfast, fun, and enthusiastic as a person. He believes that each one of us has the power to influence other people through our own actions. We must seize that chance to positively influence others to make the world a better place. Let's welcome Mr. Harvey. He is our head judge. A campus
Welcome, Harvey Spence Kentilitiska. Our next judge is Nature Koza. Please play the video.
Koza Nature is a citizen of South Africa. Koza Nature is the project manager and supervisor at Decarial, Thai, Limited. There he works diligently to identify and pursue revenue maximizing opportunities. He studied at University of South Africa, UNISA, where he holds a certificate in business and entrepreneurship. There are other numerous academic which are as follows. He held a certificate in financial management from Mopani Southeast Vet College, a diploma in compassion, integrity and cellular ethics from Life University, certificate in human resource management HRFROMIQ academics, studied project manager and leadership at Queen University, and Jim Leach MasterCard, social entrepreneurship course at Karani Leadership, building a complementary team at CV4A Online Startup Academy, entrepreneurship and development at British Council, certificate at School of Site Facilitator at Emory University, workshop certificate in continuing professional development at Geological Society of South Africa, and finally drilling method and techniques and resources exploration at Geological Society of South Africa. Beyond he works and academic interests, he remain an active and diligent leader in his workplace. Koza enjoys making research and watching movies, and as a Christian he loves reading his Holy Bible. Let's welcome Mr. Koza. He is one of our judges. Koza Nature is a citizen.
Okay, so our third judge is Aisha Joseph.
Yes. Thank you.
Ayesha is the Business Development Officer at a Barbados-based, family-owned and operated IT consulting and support services company. There, she works diligently to identify
I think we are having a technical problem with the video that we have. So welcome to our judges, Harvey Spence, Nature Koza, and of course to Aisha Barbados. Welcome.
finance and the role it can play in. Ayesha is the Business Development Officer at a Barbados-based, family-owned and operated IT consulting and support services company. There, she works diligently to identify and pursue revenue maximizing opportunities. Educated at the University of the West Indies in Jamaica, Ayesha holds a degree in finance. As a firm believer in the ability of finance to positively transform the lives of the marginalized, she has always had a passion for all things business and entrepreneurship. In particular, she has developed a strong interest in climate change finance and the role it can play in combating climate change, while encouraging the sustainable development of small island developing states in the Caribbean region. Beyond her work and academic interests, she remains an active leader in her community as a core planning team member of the Faith on Tap Youth Program, a safe space for young people to discuss pertinent social issues. Ayesha enjoys traveling and exploring new places, expanding her musical palette, taking photos and keeping up with the latest in international relations. Let's welcome Ayesha. She is one of our judges. Ayesha is
Okay, thank you very much. Now that we know our judges, we have Harvey, Nature, and Ayesha. They are tasked to look at all the essays that have been submitted. So now it is their time to talk about what they have seen, and they will discuss about the essays. Could we start with Harvey?
Hi, Dr. Alex and everyone. It's an honor. Hello, from the Philippines as well. Okay. It's fine. It's fine, Doc Alex. Anyways, it's really an honor to be able to judge all the essay entries for this competition. I'm Harvey. I'm the panel head or the panel judge or the head judge for the competition. It's really an honor. So Doc Alex or probably Joseph, can you allow me to share my screen?
Yes, go ahead. I think the tech can give you the, hold on, let's see if we can give it to you.
All right.
Well, I do not have access to that, so perhaps the tech can give you access to the share screen mode. May I ask the tech person to give Harvey, our judge, co-host powers? There you go. You
All
can
right.
now share
Thank
your
you.
screen.
All right. Okay. So once again, on behalf of the panel member of the judges with Koza and Aisha, it's really an honor to be able to judge the all of the essay entries for this competition. So allow me to give a run through what has happened. So I think we were introduced already with the video. So I'm Harvey, and together with me is Koza and Aisha as judges for the essay. And I think we have received after the screening, because the process was really tedious, I would say. I think Joseph mentioned to me that it was almost 1,000 entries, probably 900, and then it was screened. Sorry, I can hear myself. All right, okay. Yeah, so after the screening process, I think there were only less than 100 that were able to, come into our side. And so those more or less 100 entries that were screened, they were again screened if they were qualified or disqualified. And then after that, we the three judges, us judges, we followed this criteria. So first off, we have the organization, which is 20 points. So basically, this emphasizes that the output coherently develops a central idea or topic. So the output logically leads into and flows out of the body of the essay, whose structure is clear and appropriate to the topic, which is, of course, qualitative and equitable education strategies in Africa. And then the next one is key points. This is actually a a big score for the points, which is 40 points. So the key points would emphasize the important concepts or strategies and are defined well or explained well. So every point that the writer has um, highlighted in their essay is substantiated with strong evidence or appropriate authorities if they are citing as well. So the analysis and insights, the third criteria is 25 points. This would emphasize the discussion of the writer and the mastery of the topic that they are introducing to the readers and us as the panel judges. And of course, with great consideration of alternative or opposing points of view. And then inferences as well, or insights from the writer would also draw conclusions from the body or from their essays as well. They give their personal touch in their essay. And then lastly, of course, grammar and language, because even though this isn't a very much technical writing, but this is actually crucial because, as Joseph mentioned a while ago, it will be published in the website. So given these considerations for the criteria, it would total up to 100 points. So I think this is the criteria. So it's an honor to present to you the top 3 winners coming off from the 3rd place, and then the 2nd place, and then the 1st place. So are you guys ready? Are you guys excited? Because I'm very much excited to announce it.
Yes, we are more than excited to hear the winners of this essay. But Harvey, before you announce the winners, can we ask like maybe nature Koza to say a word or to our participants. Maybe he can share. Go ahead,
Koza.
nature. Koza.
Yes, I believe you can hear me.
Yes.
Yes, my name is Nature Koza, and the essays were excellent, excellent. They put it their efforts in order for them to be recognized. So I believe for not being selected, it does not mean that your essay was not maybe in the right path with us. But as we know that there must be someone who must win, or there must be a winner after all. But I encourage you that in the future, you keep on doing the good work that you see in your community, the leakage of property or the schools that you see, you witness. It is the right information that is being needed to the ECs, because we want to hear the truth that what is happening exactly in your community, what is the struggles that youth or children are facing towards accessing the needed education system. So I believe all of you guys have put it the best, and we have acknowledged it in our side. So thank you very much for the energy and effort that you have put it. So keep it to the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Koza. Back to you, Harvey. I think they are ready to hear the winners. And so
All right.
over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Koza and Doc Alex. But before I announce the winners, of course, let me just put an element of enticing or excitement here. So let me just delay it for a while, because I also wanted to add on to what Koza has mentioned. It doesn't mean that you're not a winner in this competition. It wouldn't mean that your thoughts were, they were not, they wouldn't matter, they were not invaluable. It actually means that you tried, and of course, being able to join in this very much competitive competition, it's a challenge, and it's a success on its own. And as a reader, actually, I'm not treating myself as a judge here, but as a reader, I've read through all of the screen essay, and what I can really say is the essays have, they have a pattern, and they have themes, recurring themes that they were discussing. One of my observations were poverty, also corruption, and then the lack of funds as well, and then the training of teachers, the upskilling of the teachers, which I also consider as very important, because how are you able to pass on knowledge and wisdom to to these dreamers without these teachers who are properly trained? And there are a lot of a lot of themes that I can really say that, wow, this is the reality Africa is experiencing. For those of you who don't know, I came from the Philippines, so it's kind of hard to imagine at first, but then after reading all of the essays, I've realized that you have a unique story that you can tell, and whether winners or not, you have a story to tell, and it's really an honor to be able to judge and read all of the essays. So I think that's it with the delay that I have. And
yes, unfortunately, Harvey, I
yes,
think
yes.
it's gonna be very exciting for our winners, because I'm going to ask you not to announce the winners yet. We will have to take a break, so I know they're all excited. Let's take
All
a
right.
5-minute break before we announce our winners. Thank you very much, Harvey and Koza.
Wait
While
for the 5
waiting,
minutes.
we will be watching the video. Yes, 5-minute break. Over to you, Tayo.
Hi, my name is Joseph Wamanam. I am the founder of the Jed Child Trust Foundation. It was an initiative I started while an undergraduate student in 2018. And we started by mobilizing fellow undergraduate students and visit the rural areas and the suburbs. We try to teach the children who are in those areas because we know that the African educational system is not so wonderful and a lot of children are there wanting education but don't have access to education. And another major problem was the problem of infrastructure. I attended a public primary school, and during my public primary school days I can remember studying under big shrubs of trees and in classrooms that do not have roof, amazingly. And I know so many other African children are experiencing that. So while an undergraduate student, we started it as an initiative and it grew into this. The vision of Jed Child Trust is that we want to touch the lives of all African children and we want them to have equal access to education. We want to empower them because once we educationally empower them, we have fed them. We cannot feed or reduce poverty without education, and that is what Jed Child Trust is committed to. And we are hoping towards working with organizations that are ready to partner with us, and we are hoping to grow the Jed Child Trust to touch a lot of lives in Africa. And I am happy you are watching this, and I can tell you, hi, please try to be part of the Jed Child Trust Foundation.
Hi, my name is Samuel, and I'm among the regional coordinator for the Jed Child Trust Foundation in the Southeast region. I'm here to tell you about the experience I had during the outreach the last time. So it was a challenging and good journey, though the challenging part was the lack of. I had to actually miss my breakfast just to be there. So it was a nice journey, and we got to a school that had no roof to cover the school and no desks and so on for the children to sit to learn. But it was a nice thing because the children there, they had the determination to education, so we had to reach out to them to make sure that they are okay and to try to give them the benefit to get proper education. So we're here to tell you to trust in us and join us because it's a nice journey. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Obika Ibere Victoria. I am the Regional Coordinator Southeast for the Jed Child Trust Foundation. We're here to talk about the challenges we face during our outreaches. It's a very wonderful, first of all, I'm proud of being part of this movement because right from my childhood, I've always wanted to touch lives and help the indigent people. But nonetheless, we are facing a lot of challenges from meeting up with time, and also the roads to some of these rural areas are so bad, very terrible, and we also lack funds. Sometimes we come out very early, missing our meals, to make sure that we reach the African child wherever they are and impact on lives. So we are proud to be part of the Jed Child Trust Foundation, and we want you to also be part of the movement. Thank you.
That was really a beautiful video. Thank you very much for sharing that video. I realized what Jed Child Trust Foundation is really doing in Africa, and I think the initiative is very moving. And of course, as an educator, I really feel it. May I call on Harvey and Koza to share your Harvey, share your screen. So now is the time, the moment that everyone is waiting for. They have been very excited, and I even read that someone said that her foot is in her mouth because she's so excited. So to everyone, the moment that you've been waiting for is really here, and so take it away, Harvey.
All right. Thank you so much, Doc Alex, and for that 5-minute break. So, all right. I'll be announcing now the top 3 winners. I know you guys are excited and nervous as well, but on my end, I'm just grateful and very excited to be able to choose these together with Koza and Aisha. And then before I announce, I would like to emphasize this. The winners, I've seen in the chat box that we are someone said that we are all winners, and I really agree. And what I can say is the top 3 winners possess themes or strategies that they have suggested that were actually unique, and they have really stood out in comparison with all of the essays if we compare them. So this is it. These are the top 3 winners. So for the 3rd place, we have drum rolls. 3rd place, we have for the 3rd place, we have Caleb Osagi Anthony from the University of Benin.
Congratulations,
Congratulations, Caleb.
From the University of Benin, 3rd place.
All right.
Caleb, please. Is Caleb here? Is Caleb here? If Caleb is here, please, you should say hi. Hey, Caleb, are you here?
Caleb, are you here?
Yes.
You should screenshot the screen, Caleb, so that it will serve as proof. I think
yes, I don't see Caleb, but I see a lot of congratulations from our chat. So I guess we will proceed to our next announcement. Oh, Caleb is here. Okay, congratulations. Can you show yourself as well as maybe give your acceptance speech? Go ahead. You may speak, Caleb. Caleb. Caleb, are you able to speak?
Good.
Go ahead, Caleb.
Hello, it's Anthony.
Caleb. Okay, Caleb. Go ahead, Caleb.
Yeah. I'm really very appreciative of the prize. I want to appreciate Jed
Please
Child
turn your
Trust.
camera. Caleb, turn on your camera. Caleb, turn on your camera, please.
Sorry, the reason why I didn't turn on the camera is because of network issues right now. So it would be better I do not just put on the camera at all, because network in my side is very, very bad.
Okay, go ahead, Caleb. Please give your acceptance speech, even if we cannot see you.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I've been following Jed Child Trust from the moment I met them. I attended the conference, which was of great impact. I learned a lot. And also my mind has been on the essay also. And I learned a lot throughout the whole process. And just like the earlier 2 speakers and even my host said, when she said that their parents owned the school, so they had interest in education right from time. My parents also own a school right here in Nigeria, so my interest has always been in education, in the youths, and how we can actually have a great nation and a great Africa. Thank you very much. I appreciate Jed Child Trust Foundation and also Elan Bradshaw Foundation for the wonderful thing that they have done for tertiary school institutions. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Caleb. Well deserved. And you can celebrate. I think you have a lot of well-wishers on the chat. And if you could like say thank you to them, I think they would appreciate it as well. Congratulations again. And over to you, Harvey. I think you can like announce our second winner.
All right, congratulations once again for our third placer. So now I'll pass on the microphone to Koza because I'm giving him the honor to announce the second placer.
Thank you very much. And our second winner for our competition, it goes to Ezebe Everborg game. Sorry for the wrong saying. Do we have the University of Benin as our second winner as a Isabel?
Yes, Isebe Ebogame. I think if you are here, please accept your second place award, and maybe an acceptance speech would really be awesome. Let's see if he is here. Okay, so I do not see Isebe. So maybe we can continue with the announcement of our first placer, or yes. Shalom, please type on chat as we are announcing our winners. Yes.
Uniben again.
Over to you, Harvey, for the announcement of our first placer.
All right, so congratulations, Isabel, if you're there. I've seen people raising their hand. I'm not sure, but
yes, I think they are raising their hand, but they are not Isebe or Isebe. So I think we will be calling on the winners only as we are announcing the winners. So go ahead, Harvey. Continue with our.
All right, thank you so much, Doc Alex and Koza. So I think this is the moment that they have been waiting for. Who got the first place? And I can honestly say this paper really somewhat amazed me, and together with the other panel members, it was kind of surprising because the three of us judges have the same top notchers, and this first placer is also the first placer that we have in our mind individually. And then after that, we were kind of like amazed because we kind of like thought of the same winner. And so this is it. So the first place goes to Ogbaga Sunday Thomas from Amadou Bello University. Congratulations,
okay,
Ogbaga.
Congratulations. Okay, so our winner is Ogbaga Sunday Thomas of Amadou Bello University. You are the first placer, and if you are here, please unmute yourself and show your video. You have beaten a lot of people that have really submitted their essays. There were like 897 essays, and of course, Sunday, if you are here, please give your speech already, as we are excited to meet the person behind the essay as well. Sunday, are you here? Okay, I do not see Sunday, but I'm sure that Sunday will be very thrilled when he finds out that he is the winner. Of course, Sunday met the criteria of the judges. He was very well organized, and his key points were really was there, and the judges really liked his key points, as well as the analysis and the presentation of his work. Of course, the grammar and language must be perfect as well, with a lot of participants that we have. So before we end, I think we are about to end our program. I'd like to congratulate all our winners, all our participants, and if we have like a few words from our judges, and of course from maybe Anurag, I'll ask you to give just a few words before we end the program, and I will end this with a closing remark. Over to you first. Let's say Anurag, go ahead.
Thanks, Alex, for again giving me this opportunity. So first of all, I would like to extend my very hearty congratulations to everyone who participated and those whose name were just announced. So uh, I'm pretty sure all of them did brilliantly, and I think it will be a very difficult job for the judges to actually come up with the final three, right? So I mean, yes, yes, I understand that. Yeah, so on that note, I would just like to say everyone that keep on writing, keep on giving your submissions to Jed Child Trust Foundation and other places. Keep sharing your ideas, because as we say that now data is the change driver. I would say idea is the change driver as well in the current time. So everyone has an idea, so please share it with others and keep on writing and keep on celebrating this whole process of writing. So thank you again. Keep shining. We will be in touch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anurag. I'm sure everyone they will never stop writing, as I myself will never stop writing. I have joined a national research competition in our country, and I have won first runner-up as well. So I will never stop writing. Once a writer, always a writer. Over to you, Koza. What's your parting speech and message?
Yes, thank you very much for the space. I believe all of us, we are winners. It's just a matter of limitation of number. And I believe the dedication that you have showed regarding to a better enrichment of education system in our country or continent, it's obvious that is needed, is in demand, in fact, that our schools are in better shape, our system are reachable for many children who are in lack of those system or equipment. So I believe all of you, all of us candidates, as I can say, who have provided the essays, keep on doing so, and just keep on checking where maybe you have made a mistake on your own, what were needed as the requirements for you to maybe to pass to another stage. You must assess everything by yourself to see what must be you can change in future in order for you maybe to become one of the winner in the next future. So keep up the good work in order for us to keep providing the needed results. So thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Koza. And over to you, Harvey.
All right. Thank you so much, Doc Alex. So honestly, announcing winners would mean that, probably there are losers, but actually we don't have those kinds of, insights or perspectives. What I'm really amazed as I journeyed through all of the essays that were passed on to me was the idea that each and every one of us have a story to tell. And that alone gives us the power to be dreamers and to be winners in life. And sooner or later, probably there will be another essay competition here at JED or in other organizations or institutions as well. I really want all of you to remember this. Please join, because it's not about winning, but it's about sharing the stories that you have. And I think that alone gives a personal message from you and from to the readers who are reading your output, which is very much inspiring. So for those, for all of us winners here, please continue to join competitions like this, and please don't hinder any events that you may have been experiencing, whether it be a personal one or a school one. Always try to achieve better, and always encourage yourself to share the stories that you have within you. So I think that's it. Thank you so much, and I'll pass it back to Alex.
Thank you very much, Harvey, and of course, Koza, and of course, Anurag. I'm sure they really listen to your message. And of course, this is the part of our program where we are almost going to say goodbye. To all our participants, you all did a wonderful job. Of course, judges' decision is always final. So our deepest gratitude to the judges and participants, and of course to our keynote speakers. And till the next competition, congratulations to the winners. Today, we witnessed the commitment of Jed Child Trust Foundation's effort to promulgate awareness of providing education, gender equality with the power of one and the strength of many. This movement is bound to contribute, empower, and change the lives of many. Thank you to our director, Joseph. Let us continue to support and be involved in all of the initiatives that Jed Child Trust offer us. Also, with my pledge to help with the campaign for education, we at ASEAN Youth Organization Philippines, together with Yes Tech IT Solutions, will be here for the youth, by the youth, and of course for the youth of Africa. And together, we will say yes to learning. And thank you very much. This has been Alex Reyes. It was a pleasure being your host, and mabuhay to everyone. Since I am fresh from the Philippines, mabuhay, and goodbye and good night. Of course, before we say goodbye, maybe we could have our pictures taken. If you could like show us your faces even for like a minute, and we will take a photo so that we can say that we were at the competition. Yes, please show your smiles. Okay. And maybe give a heart like this for Jed Child Trust. Show us your hearts. Maybe I'll take a photo. Yes, I can do it since I'm taking the photo. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and smile. Hold on. Next. Okay, thank you very much. And it was a wonderful, wonderful essay competition. And congratulations to our director of Jed Child Trust Foundation. Thank you very much to our speakers, Anurag, and of course, Thompson. And of course, to our judges, Harvey and Koza and Aisha, who's not here. Of course, Tayo and the whole Jed Child Trust Foundation team that are helping behind this. Congratulations to all of us. Until the next program, see ya and goodbye. Bye.